At Ritual, we know what goes into a magical holiday season. The potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. This new year, take a moment for yourself with simple, daily rituals that help you put your foundational health at the top of your to-do list. Rituals Essential for Women 18 Plus Multivitamin is a clinically backed multivitamin featuring 9 high-quality key essential ingredients to help you fill key nutrient gaps in your diet. Or maybe you're stressing your daily protein intake, or you want to double down on support for your gut microbiome. From plant-based essential protein to 3-in-1 pre, pro, and postbiotic strains with Symbiotic Plus, Ritual helps you focus on supporting your body after a long season of juggling everybody else. And for a limited time, do it with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You are listening to DC On Screen.
Okie dokie, welcome into DC On Screen. I'm David C. Robertson. This is Jason Goss.
Hello.
And we have finished the first season, and yes, there will be a second, as we have previously reported, of Creature Commandos. How's it find you, man?
Oh, it finds me well.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was great. They we went over some of the more shocking parts already. Some of the things we weren't expecting.
Somewhat. I mean, we've only talked about the first 2 episodes.
No, I know. It was a much hornier show than expected, especially in the narcolepsy area, or not narcolepsy area, but that would be weird too.
What?
In the necrophilia area.
Oh, well, yeah.
But we covered that previously.
Yeah, and I'll put a link to that episode in the show notes, so because I don't really want to get into all that again. But at the same time, if you're looking for an overall bit, yeah, it's pretty horny.
It was very horny. I did want to at least mention that. Yeah, it finished strong as far as that goes. It was a very horny show.
Yeah,
not quite expecting that much out of that universe quite yet, but
yeah, I felt like it pulled away from the horniness. It pulled out, so to speak.
Yeah. It wasn't as first. Now, just to get straight into the ending. One of the things that really cracked me up about the ending is when they we finally do get the reveal that she was trying to seduce Rick. I was like, oh, thank God, because I thought there was a shortage of dicks in this entire country the way she was acting. It was a striking amount of coming after him. Like, this makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, she had a bit of a thin reason for why she was so into Rick.
Yeah.
In that first episode, I suspected something might be afoot, but who knows? Who knows? At the very least, for such short episodes, I guess it's plausible. You don't want to have sex with one of these idiotic knights or whatever.
Yeah.
You could see how like a young woman cooped up in a castle with her very, very aged mother might be a little bit like, I need some dick.
As one does.
And certainly a dude who wants to bone her anyway is going to take any small excuse. Like, that makes sense.
Yep.
But I did like that she was just getting into his pants to earn his good graces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a classic, sleep with somebody so they'll kill a guy for you.
Yeah.
Kind of move.
Of course. Yeah. That's how you do.
We've all seen those old gangster films.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, otherwise, a lot of the stuff I expected was there. The show was incredibly violent. Wonderful. No notes there.
So,
very funny. Of course, it was funny. It was very much was a James Gunn show, man.
Incredibly tragic, though.
Yeah.
Cheers to the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Like, I loved that, like, the guy who wound up collecting him and befriending him turns out to be a Ku Klux Klan member and a Nazi.
No, of course.
That's a lot of fun.
Of course.
And he's just like, oh, shit, all of you. Okay.
You did not just bring me to a birthday party. But yes.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. Episode by episode, you were made to care about these people and then either watch them die or maybe survive.
And it cracked me up that episode 4 was called Chasing Squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
As
a favorite title of our own.
A favorite, this is the thing that we This is how we refer what we do when we like get off topic. Is we're chasing squirrels. That's what we always say. Mm-hmm. We have a Patreon show that used to be called Chasing Squirrels. Mm-hmm. So a lot of fun there.
Mm-hmm. Loved seeing it. Not that but still fun to see.
Right. Weasel, tragic backstory. Completely.
A thing that I know it's a simple trick to make us care about something like that. I mean, I know it's just all that freaking ethos or whatever you want to call it. I know how much I'm being played here. It's not that. Mm-hmm. It's just that he's very good at that. And I would kill for this weasel now.
Yeah.
Much like the eagle and the raccoon before him. And even a plank of wood. Mm-hmm. I've been made to care about them all.
Yeah. So yeah, Weasel's a tragic character, and so is freaking Phosphorus, and all of them. All of them are tragic.
Yeah, they are. I think Weasel's there are levels. Like Weasel and Nia are kind of a certain level of innocent beyond the rest of them. Mm-hmm. Like Phosphorus and the Bride are they're quite visibly awful on top of everything else. But I mean, as much as they are tragic, obviously, but they've got they make a lot of choices. A lot of faces get burned off.
Yeah, Phosphorus totally very clearly snapped.
Yeah.
Like the man who comes slinking out of that abandoned warehouse, giggling maniacally, is not the man who was forced into that chamber.
It was not.
There are remnants of that man left. And, the Bride, I love how they don't really, it's very obvious that she's a victim of terrible trauma and continued stalking. Mm-hmm. But I love that they don't, really beat you over the head with that necessarily, but it's very clearly there if you're paying attention. And I say that they don't beat you over the head. A lot of people, I think, would say they do, but I've seen enough people talking online that I'm like, clearly a lot of people didn't get that. So, but, looking at Frankenstein, though, I know a lot of people have suggested that Frankenstein is like this toxic incel demanding attention from the Bride, and that's what he's supposed to be. And I do think that it lends itself to that theme that was also set up with the Sons of Themyscira. Mm-hmm. But also, I got the feeling that more so than that, Frankenstein was supposed to represent fans with specific expectations and demands, and that the Bride represented creators like Gunn trying to make what they want. And I think it's brilliant if that's what Gunn intended, because that would be representing it that way.
You're just zooming out to the aggression.
Well, it would be
aggression of it all.
It would be beautiful if he did it that way, because he drastically changed Frankenstein from the DC comics. In one of the issues, he ran into the Bride, and they had they were acquaintances from the past, and he was like, you were never my type. And that was pretty much it. They didn't have this fucking thing.
Yeah.
So if he did represent that, change the character so much to point out that he can change whatever the fuck he wants, that's just a wonderful fuck you to the audience, or to the comic fans who cared about that shit. The three of them who would care about Frankenstein and the Bride from DC Comics, because nobody cares.
It would be three. He does not get pulled out a lot.
I will say I do miss his flaming sword and his steam gun. I like what Grant Morrison did with him. He was a little fun. But
I don't know about that era, but that sounds pretty Grant Morrison-y.
There were 3 or 4 different origin stories for Frankenstein in the comics, in the DC comics. Depending on the era, he's from the 40s. They brought him in the 40s, and they've had different versions.
Yeah.
The Bride seems very much the same, except without 2 extra arms. But
they just de-sheathed her.
Dude, Gunn actually said, we just did the math and went, it's going to be way more expensive to do 4 arms in live action. Fuck it.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Have we learned nothing from Goro all those years? He looked okay.
And honestly, most of the drawings you see from the comics of her with the 4 arms, they just look terrible. Nobody knows where to put those fucking things.
It's not it's a sensical thing to have with our spines. I just don't think it makes sense.
It's not.
I think when you start drawing it and your hand is freaking out, your hand's right.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you to do? Did you catch the thing? Because I went back and looked at some stuff. Look back at the first episode. I noticed that Waller said that Nina is a killer in the water. And I was like, ooh, nice foreshadowing. She totally wasn't, though.
No. I mean, she would be if she wanted to, but did they fully explain what the hell got her in prison? I don't remember. Honestly,
I mean, she was just a monster. That was it. She didn't do anything. She ran away from home so she wouldn't be a burden on her father anymore. And they saw her in that fucking lake or whatever.
And just yanked her out of there.
The authorities went and came and got her. And of course, Waller got her. Got a hold of her.
National Enquirer Batboyd her.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much.
It's just a sad one. So I am a little bit confused about the operational tendencies of this prison. Who's there and why?
Who's there and why?
Yeah, it just seems to be anyone that's weird. And for no good reason.
They're monsters.
Just for being monsters.
They're there. They're monsters. Waller can't do anything with human beings. That was from the first episode. She had her little loop.
Yeah, she found the loophole.
Her little loophole. Where she was like, yeah, we can't use human beings, but these are monsters.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right.
I mean, they've all had their they've had their thing. Like Phosphorus obviously became like a kind of mid-level supervillain for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be put down by the man himself.
Yeah.
The small glimpse of the man himself. The unit himself, as people pointed out. But Phosphorus, yeah, kind of bad. The Bride, she just be killing folks, man. I mean, she probably just got herself in prison on a Tuesday for no good reason. Any good reason to put her behind bars. But yeah, the rest of them just sort of Weasel, at least in the course of his story, they think he's bad.
Yeah, they think he killed several children. He tried to save at least one of them.
Yeah, I think it was clear from, and I could be wrong because I was watching. It was very blurry from the tears, but I think he went back, at least moved furtively back in trying to look at getting the other ones, but just sort of didn't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of kept moving.
Well, they were all dead already from the explosion. There was only one kid left.
It was a rough scene, man.
The one he equates to Ilana.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Poor little bastard.
I know. God, I want to give that little damn thing a treat. Set him free somewhere. Just gonna make your own little island.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he did seem pretty well at peace out with the wolves.
He did. I liked that too.
It was a nice scene. Yeah. Gunn is really good at just making you care about a mindless or a seemingly mindless looking thing.
Mm-hmm. Poor little guy.
I know. Not a skill for that weasel, I'm telling
you. All right. So what did you...
But the imprisonment thing, that's unjust. It just feels like something Gunn will address in the future. Sorry.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. We might get to that. We might do that. Fingers crossed that this universe continues.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see where this goes. I enjoyed the hell out of this Creature Commandos season.
It was terrific.
Don't know how they're going to... Because Gunn seemed to indicate that there would be a reason that Flag is okay in Superman and also looks younger.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give it here.
I'm not getting it.
They didn't give it here. He looks pretty fucked up, honestly. Yeah. He looks pretty banged up, being honest.
Yeah, unless the reason... It's not going to be the reason. There might just be an off-screen explanation of, you had to use some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is the DC universe, so they could use a Lazarus pit, Oh my God, you know what they could use?
Is there a green liquid vial in the background of some kind?
No. Do you know who was in... Okay, you remember at the end where the Bride comes back to Bel Rev and she walks in to meet her team and we see the new GI robot. He's rebuilt. So he's back. Yay. Weasel. We just see Dr. Phosphorus. And then we see Nosferatu, who we had seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And we got King Shark back, this time voiced by Diedrich Bader.
Also good.
Instead of Sylvester Stallone.
Cool.
But the other person was Kallus, the mummy.
Yeah.
Who has regenerative abilities. He healed Nina in the past, in the comics.
That was the one piece of speculation I saw people very hopeful about.
And he could heal Flag.
True. And I mean, not a full resuscitation here, just a revivification.
Right.
I mean, you know.
A vaginal
Nina,
rejuvenation.
she's dead. But
well, Nina might not be dead. It's comic book property.
That's true.
Like, we don't know how dead she actually was. They think she's dead, but, wheel her in. Kallus, puts his hands on her or something. Do some little spell. I don't know.
Yeah.
They could also do Lazarus Pit.
You never seen a, fish thaw out after a long winter? Little bastard starts swimming again.
Yeah, sure. I really would hate it if they left her dead.
Yeah.
Like, well, at the same time,
But
I'd
would
be
give
really
meaning to everything.
Yeah.
I always take that as the plus.
It gives meaning, and I do hate it when they bring people back frivolously, but you've already got Kallus or Kalis, however you say his name there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've got Lazarus Pitts in universe. Maybe she becomes the next big bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's more with Grodd by the time we get back. Some people have said, and I've looked at it, and it does look plausible. Some people have said that there's a newspaper in the Superman trailer that shows Gorilla Grodd as he appeared in Creature Commandos.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
Sounds like something they would do.
I'm just excited, man. I'm a little shocked you haven't seen that.
I have not.
I'm going to send it to you real quick. I'm sending it to you over Facebook, by the way, Messenger. I'm very curious what the Gorilla Grodd storyline is that's leading up, or that was implied in Creature Commandos is. Because, clearly, Ilana won't be there at this point. But Grodd's probably still got some designs. I doubt he would just let her death deter him that much.
Not incredibly likely, yeah. I can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Daily Planet. It says, you can see it says, something creates, I think, havoc downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the top line of that headline is, but that doesn't mean necessarily he's going to be, the most central villain of the DC universe because of this paper, but it certainly means he fucked some things up somewhere in the past year. Yeah, that looks really, really spot on. I don't see much reason to question this theory, honest to God.
It says, by the way, Hammer of Baravia creates havoc downtown.
Okay. All right. Baravia.
A superpowered mystery man damages Metropolis.
Mystery man. That's very...
Yeah. It might not be Grodd. It might be something else.
Grodd has many tendencies, but he is, we're going to say, baseline gorilla.
Yeah. If he's in a mask and you can't tell he's a gorilla, though.
He's not even like Ultra Humanite, who's got some serious anthropic tendencies. Some would even call him a wannabe.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, I like the amount of Gogo Bordello in this show. A lot of fun music in this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it is a gun show, so.
It is. A lot of love was clearly put into music choices, at least. I don't want to say a lot of thought because, but I guess that could be a spur of the moment. Oh, that's just the right song and it's inspiring and it sounds great. And
I think there's a lot of thought.
I figure it might be a mixture. Some of them were just, I knew it was the right song from the start. And some were like, yeah, we really looked.
Look, we're in this segment of the world. This is a great excuse to use gypsy punk. If you love gypsy punk, yeah, sure. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
it doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah.
Universally.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a good 10-pin jazz ska reggae band? A different diatribe entirely, but fucking the genres descriptions in Spotify at this point, if you look at a character bio, are just shut it the fuck down. It's gotten too weird.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you're listening, just go click on somebody's bio and read it. It's AI would flinch at this.
Yeah. So, what do you have anything else about this show, man? Because I kind of don't. I just enjoyed the shit out of it, and I think it's
sweet.
I think it's a fantastic start to the DC universe, to Gunn's DC universe. I'm really excited about it, and
It is. It's a baseline it's a very gunny baseline. Exactly what I said at the front, I guess. Exactly is funny. Very serious when it wants to be. Very emotional when it wants to slap you in the face with it. Over the top even with it, I'd call it. But like, who cares? I'm enjoying myself.
yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what I expected as a baseline. If you look at all those little percentages on the pie chart, I feel like we're building off a very good start here.
Yeah, and I want more of these guys all over the place.
Yeah.
I love all of these characters.
I do want a lot of them to come up from the big leagues or from the streaming leagues here to the movie screens and all that.
Yeah, I think like I've got a taste, and it wasn't a full meal.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people are saying like, "Oh, it was good. I just wanted more," and the episodes weren't like long enough to really get me. And I'm like, I understand that, but also Gunn said it was an aperitif. It's a taste.
At Ritual, we know what goes into a magical holiday season. The potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. This new year, take a moment for yourself with simple, daily rituals that help you put your foundational health at the top of your to-do list. Rituals Essential for Women 18 Plus Multivitamin is a clinically backed multivitamin featuring 9 high-quality key essential ingredients to help you fill key nutrient gaps in your diet. Or maybe you're stressing your daily protein intake, or you want to double down on support for your gut microbiome. From plant-based essential protein to 3-in-1 pre, pro, and postbiotic strains with Symbiotic Plus, Ritual helps you focus on supporting your body after a long season of juggling everybody else. And for a limited time, do it with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. At Ritual, we know what goes into the holiday season. The potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. So this new year, take a moment for yourself with science-backed support that puts you first. So whether you're focusing on supporting foundational health with a clean vegan multivitamin or supporting your gut health with Symbiotic Plus, do it with 30% off your first month at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sure. I mean, that's how a movie's going to work. You're going to have 2.5 hours. It's going to be a big full world, but you're only going to see 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We can only cover so much time. Hell, this show, I think, only covers fucking 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like decades of flashbacks. Centuries, actually. Yeah, almost nothing really happens in the course of the show. Like or timeline wise, except for basically every guard of this lady being killed before she gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
And that one guard, I'd gotten to know him almost.
Yeah.
Well,
but it does set up a lot,
the
though.
mustache one,
It doesn't yeah, I do know who you're talking about. I was okay seeing him die. He annoyed me.
He did a little, but I've gotten used to him.
I just think, it's I'm going to have fun going back and rewatching it. And I have some of it already. So,
yeah, I flipped through a few scenes. I'll probably watch it again right before right in July.
Yeah.
Well, also, I felt like we could kind of rigorously go through it. I had a few moments where I realized, wait, this is new in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm so used to there being a universe that I've been that's been there for so long now. But no, like everything that happens here, some of the characters we do know. I mean, we got what's his name? I can't remember the guy that's on that's got a cane right now.
That's got a cane.
Yeah, Steve Agee, big dude.
Oh, right. Economist.
There you go.
John Economist.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's familiarity. There's people we knew, and there's a little bit of story that we knew that's going to be involved. But every time they mention something in the show, like, oh yeah, this event that blah blah blah, it had. I don't know. I had to remember. Oh yeah, no, that's giving me actual backstory of what's happening in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it just feels. That's what they call lived in a way.
Yeah.
It did not. I guess that is a good point. The show didn't go down your throat with exposition about everything that's been happening so far.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people, I guess some people might be complaining they want more story, but it could have been worse. We could have gone the other way with it.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it could have been, really long and drawn out and 4 hours long.
Which honestly, I don't know if I'd have cared too much in this capacity.
No, clearly, I would have still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a. If it's divided up, I'm all right, I guess. I don't know.
But I think the trick of how and why we enjoyed it was it's got plenty of mystery to it. I mean, I still know so little about what happened here. I mean, what's really the fuck happened before? I mean, we've got hundreds of years worth of character history in a couple of cases already.
Yeah.
Some major tentpole events that have happened in the universe that we kind of know about now.
But I think Gunn is really like
premonition, clearly.
Yeah. I think Gunn is just clearly going for like, this is comic book shit. We are going to have a self-contained story.
Yeah.
It will tie into other things. You will not have to see those things. You will not have to have seen those other things that happened before it. This is the self-contained story. That's it.
Yeah.
And that might be the best thing for it. And by the way, I know it probably sounded like I was shitting on Zack Snyder's Justice League. If I had to watch it in theaters, I would be pissed.
The 4-hour thing?
4 hours.
Oh,
yes.
if I didn't have control of the pause button, fuck off. I'm not going.
Yeah, right. Like the Batman was like, I'll do it for the show.
Yeah.
But God, 3 hours. Like, and we've talked about this before. And people are like, oh, you're a fucking adult. You can't hold your pee. Okay, that you're an adult thing only lasts for so long. And then because you're too far into it being an adult, it starts to work against you again.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I like to get up every once in a while, walk around.
My understanding from older people is that your 20s and 30s are a high spot for your body doing what it's told. And after that, it's a crapshoot of when shit starts going wrong. So, like, calm the hell down, young folk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're going to piss when I fucking feel like it here. That's what we do.
Yeah. But no, I wasn't actually trying to dig at Zach specifically. It was just, it was more or less like a, Dune. Sure, Zach is in there at some point, but he's mostly just doing stuff for streaming now, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
About the length, you can pause it. I don't understand the complaint there. I don't understand people who are going to sit there and watch like 8 hours of a fucking Marvel show and have no problem, but then be mad about Zack Snyder doing a 4-hour movie.
It's a good point. Have you ever heard anyone complain that not a lot of shows drop an entire season anymore?
No, because it's been proven that it doesn't work.
Well, kind of, yeah. I think it worked in a lot of ways as far as I got to enjoy the show when and how I wanted to.
Sure.
But only if I shut down all social media because somebody was going to cram this thing into the first 11 hours that it existed.
Right.
And then spoil everything that's been made. Like it was an arms race to see who could get to the damn thing first. And some of us have fucking jobs.
Yeah. But you know what? Creature Commandos has gained viewers every week because it comes out weekly. Gunn has noticed that and talked about that. Like, yeah, we realized, if you want to hold off and wait till the end, you can do that and binge it all at once. Or, not watch it at all.
That was another failure of that method, though, I don't think a lot of people were tracking. I think they thought they were going to drop it and it was going to have this 1-to-1 ratio of engagement right then. And no one was valuing that someone would see it and go, man, I'm going to really enjoy that in 4 months. When I've gotten this SAT prep out of it. I got to pass the bar. I don't have time to watch this fucking show right now.
Right.
Whatever the hell you were thinking in your life. Shit to do. But seeing that show and going, man, that's going to be awesome in 4 months was still the dopamine hit you were hoping your customer got. But no one was, I don't think, tracking that one as closely as the rest of us were caring about it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been pretty damn proven now. It's like every episode, coming out weekly, excitement gains.
It probably
more people start checking it out.
It probably is much more organic view.
And it will, and it trends for longer on the front page of whatever site you're on. Things will drop all at one time and they trend for that weekend and then they're gone and people fucking forget about them. But with week to week, people remember them a lot longer. Every time you sign in, there it is on the front page. There it is.
Yeah.
Number 3, number 2, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It makes sense to do the weekly.
Except for, fucking Max, where I have to dig to find every show I want to watch.
Yeah, well, Max sucks.
Hold on. Just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to pull up Max right now. Let's see. We can almost play a game of how long before I give a shit.
Yeah. With Max, is like, it takes forever to even get to continue watching.
Yeah. I've got
Jesus Christ.
4 different sports, 3 different procedurals, it looks like, that are the banners. They have pitched me Bill Maher harder than... I don't think I've been pitched religion as hard as this place has pitched me Bill Maher. I'm fine without any more Bill Maher in my life. I was good. My 20s was I saw him once in my 20s and it was fine.
The most I've enjoyed Bill Maher is an episode where Bill Burr was giving him shit about how he's an idiot.
Yeah. And that was fun.
That was so fun.
And that was the most I needed for like another 4 years. I'm good.
It's like just Bill Burr sitting there, so what? If I don't agree with you, I'm an idiot? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you, Bill Burr.
I do enjoy watching him go on Joe Rogan, for instance. Oh, you're a fucking doctor now. Oh, yeah, that's great. Bless you.
It's like, don't do that, Joe. Sitting there smoking your cigar in front of an American flag.
It's beautiful.
And even Joe starts cracking up like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
bullshit.
You're right.
Bullshit. Neither one of us have degrees. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah. We should be talking about what it's like to close up the Comedy Cellar at fucking 4:30 in the morning. That's what we should be talking about.
Yeah.
Because I would love to hear that fucking story. Anyway, if you're curious about my little search, I finally got to some animated movies eventually during our. It's a weird app, man. It's a weird. A show will come out that day, and like an hour later, I'll be looking for it and have to go to the actual search bar to find it. Like, this is the most popular show you have. What?
Yeah.
I first noticed it with John Oliver, and I honestly thought it was because he makes fun of them a lot. There's like bury him on the app.
It's always been that way. They've always had a tough time. I don't think they're the worst. They're not the worst streaming app, as Christopher Nolan claimed. But they're pretty bad.
I don't know. I would have to download them all again to find out who's the worst.
One of my biggest problems with Max is you'll start something and the aspect ratio will be all fucked up, and it'll be like zoomed in or it'll be squished. Something will be wrong with the picture.
Weird.
Almost every time.
Weird.
If you don't care about it, you're not going to notice it. If you're like me and you're like, that is not the correct length of Flag's head.
That man's eyes are too close together, and what the hell?
All right. If you're the type to go to a Southern funeral and get mad that someone didn't know what the scale button was in Photoshop and printed the most squished ass picture of their dead relative's face on t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem for you.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that a lot here.
It's like R.I.P. Papa Duke.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? It's like the most distorted fucking image you can think of. Oh my God. I think that's an old guy laughing.
Surely there's a better picture of your beloved uncle than what you have on your shirt.
I think it's that's an older guy eating a piece of shrimp. I don't know, and he's laughing, but
yeah. I've walked up to some cars here, and the same kind of thing. You walk up to a car, and like it'll have on the back windshield, like it'll be the same kind of thing. Like, this dude's dead, and you're like, man, I don't know what your grief process is, but I can see from that truck it's been 8.5 years. And like, come on, man, go find a better shirt at least. It's y'all printed that at a Kmart.
Oh my God. We don't even have Kmarts anymore.
I know.
That's how long it's been.
There was a woman in the photo section working.
At Ritual, we know what goes into a magical holiday season. The potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. This new year, take a moment for yourself with simple, daily rituals that help you put your foundational health at the top of your to-do list. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus multivitamin is a clinically backed multivitamin featuring 9 high-quality key essential ingredients to help you fill key nutrient gaps in your diet. Or maybe you're stressing your daily protein intake, or you want to double down on support for your gut microbiome. From plant-based essential protein to 3-in-1 pre, pro, and postbiotic strains with Symbiotic Plus, Ritual helps you focus on supporting your body after a long season of juggling everybody else. And for a limited time, do it with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. At Ritual, we know what goes into the holiday season: the potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. So this new year, take a moment for yourself with science-backed support that puts you first. So whether you're focusing on supporting foundational health with a clean vegan multivitamin or supporting your gut health with Symbiotic Plus, do it with 30% off your first month at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Well, that'll do it for Commandos then, right?
I guess so. I enjoyed it.
After a long rant. Oh, HBO Max. While we're ranting, I want a lock button on the screen if we're going to do it. I just got used to that and I like it.
A lock button?
Yeah, where it locks the screen. Or it locks the, you can't touch the screen till you hit the.
No.
So if you're watching on a phone, you can't just like accidentally click off.
Oh, yeah. I've now reached
I move
the
around
age.
way too much and nudge my phone all the time.
Yeah, my life has changed to a point where I'm like, I used to watch TV and like, it was nothing for me to like get in a car and just go hang out in a parking lot and watch TV on my phone. And now I just won't do it. I'm just like, nah, that's not enjoyable. I just won't watch it.
That's odd. I just thought that was an odd behavior to begin with, though. Like, I've never just camped somewhere that was a parking lot and watched something.
Yeah, I've done it. You know, like, I can't go to sleep, so I need to go to Walmart anyway, and I'll go and hang out in the parking lot until they open in an hour and a half. I guess I'll watch this episode of Star Trek that I have to cast about anyway. You know, because otherwise I will, I need to be a little cold because I'll go to sleep. There are all sorts of things in my head.
I can see little things like that. For the most part, in that situation, I'm thinking I'll go in an hour and a half, and then
I'm driving home from out of town, and I want to, get a piece of food, get some McDonald's or something.
Mm-hmm.
Park there and watch a 15 minutes of a show that I need to watch anyway while I'm eating, something like that.
Yeah, I've done it many times as just an accident of events that happen, but I've never, found it like happen in any regularized way like you.
Right. Now, like when I used to do like delivery,
that would be a very different situation.
Dude, I used to have shows that I didn't care much about was staring at, just playing.
Yeah.
Like, man, there'd be some CW shit.
Yeah. Even the commercials.
Even the commercials. Like,
I really, by the way, we'll probably get into this later because we are going to wrap the CW at some point, but like genuinely, that was some of the reason I had to pause. Like, not even just some of the reason. That was a lot of the reason I had to pause. Was going back to watch those shows on the CW, I had a breaking point. You cannot fast forward. You can't skip.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put in ad blockers. You can't do anything to be able to get a smooth watch of that show and skip the ads. And after a while, I think I just couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, there was a thing you could put in your browser for a little bit.
Yeah, and then it stopped working.
You could skip it, and then it stopped working, yeah.
I went through stages. I mean, I remember, God, over the years on this show, me and you just begged, like, I would gladly give you like $3.99 a month or something. Is that a thing?
Like CW's like, we don't know how to make money. I'm like, make it a subscription service. I will pay money to not have ads. Like, Jesus Christ.
Like, can Patreon handle the server volume if you make that an account? I'll do it.
I don't want any more commercials about cinnamon dancing on my tongue.
Nothing like that. And I already am not a smoker. I'm fine. For the love of God. I'm also decidedly not a teenage smoker.
Right. I do not have herpes. I do not have plaque psoriasis. I wish like they would like come up with all these things so that at the end of the commercial, they're like, by the way, do you have plaque psoriasis? No, I don't. Oh, okay. We'll never show you this ad about it again.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. You do not need Apritude. Okay.
Yeah.
No Ozempic.
That was good.
I don't have Crohn's. Not today, Crohn's. I don't have it. Go away. And if I did have it, I wouldn't want to hear about it all the time.
No, God knows you don't. That was a chronic one, I believe. You don't
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to keep that on mind every day. Question about the show, just to end it, just for posterity's sake, almost just as a what the hell, why not talk about the show while we end the show kind of thing. We definitely did not leave Creature Commandos with some looming disaster, right? I mean, we'll put a bullet through the bitch's head. So,
right.
And she was just a, evil Disney princess or whatever. So,
yeah,
like, mission accomplished here on this one. Although it was interesting to hear Waller just straight up say, we made a mistake.
Yeah.
Hard words for a person like her.
Uh-huh.
And like, I don't know, it sounded particularly damning with Viola Davis doing it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, there wasn't some big world-ending disaster happening or anything. It was very much stories will continue.
Mm-hmm.
If we never see it again, the world will continue.
We met some people.
We got some new friends. We lost somebody.
I feel like that country is just short an entire army now.
Yeah.
I guess not to mention leadership.
I'm sure some
with that country actually.
I'm sure the power vacuum will be felt. That old woman was still in charge. Like Ilana's mother is still there.
Oh yeah, that's true. God, I forgot she was still a character. Yeah, but she's only half there, I think.
Yeah.
But
if that.
But still ostensibly calling the shots.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll follow that up in July.
And I think they only thought Clayface was dead. Like we've seen Clayface in that state and other incarnations,
Yeah.
Like Batman the Animated Series, we saw him do that. He
can come back after a while.
He came back.
Also, there's Clayfi. You can grab another one.
Exactly. I was about to say, because I've seen some people being like, they killed Clayface, and I don't think that I want like a Clayface movie that's a horror movie, and this character wasn't taken seriously. He's playing video games and yelling about lesbians, and I'm like, there's like fucking 5 other Clayfaces in the universe,
and some of them are basically children.
Yeah, you can. I mean, does the Mud Pack ring a bell?
Yeah.
There are many different Clayfaces.
Yeah.
Doesn't all have to be Matt Hagen.
Mm-mm. And some of those dudes took themselves pretty seriously. So plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of space for that.
Weirdly.
No need to worry yet.
Weirdly, I'm kind of hoping for a Basil Karlo.
Yeah.
In the movie. But I don't know. I'll take any Clayface. I'm cool with that. Just slide it on over that dick. Just slide it on over that dick right there.
I think it would be a fun...
Slip, slip, slide. Slip, 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 slide.
Snuck up on me that you were still doing that. I'm kind of so used to you making sounds sometimes that it doesn't really register. It didn't even really occur to me that you were continuing until I started to speak and there was like still noise in my ear. Like, oh, what? Then I just hear slurp, slurp, slurp or something.
Slip, slip,
There we
slip,
go.
slide.
There we go. I think all I was going to say it'll be an interesting take to see Clay as the big bad in whatever reveal form, but
Yeah.
completely sidetracked. I mean, it'll be a funny horror movie if you wanted to make it one, because like when something can transform like that, you can have a whole scene where someone's just afraid of a lamp if you want to.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I know we mentioned it in a news episode. We didn't talk about it here, and it hadn't happened yet in the previous 2-episode review, premiere review that we did. I dig this Batman. I don't think he's Fat Man. I think he's, a big, bulky Batman. And I think that's, adequately what you do. That's what they always do, or tend to always do when they're trying to get away from the last thing we saw, which Pattinson is the last thing we saw.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very slender, slim, sleek Batman. Cool. Next Batman's going to be big, bulky. That's kind of what they do.
Yeah.
Bale, then Affleck, then Pattinson, now whoever, insert.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think he was trying to rip off Affleck being on the rooftop, because Affleck on the rooftop was just a signature Batman look.
Yeah. Just that's a rooftop thing. I mean, if anything, that shots from BTAS,
or Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. The flashing lightning shot.
It's just so old.
It's iconic. Now.
All of this
Decades.
is old shit.
And also, there's a lot of silhouette on that shelf, like on the roof. That, don't count on his outfit being, or even his body type being exactly that. You can,
some of it can be chalked up to memories. These guys remember Batman better than he is.
Unreliable narrator version of memory kind of thing.
Yeah,
if need be. Man was irradiated.
It's like the DCU Batman is Rick Moranis. What?
Yeah.
He came out of retirement.
Or just as simple as like, of course he could take me down. He was huge.
Yeah. But no, I think he'll be a bigger guy and, or at the very least, padded, as you said in the previous episode, padded because, of course, phosphorus is full of radiation. What the hell?
I'm wearing motherfucking lead to this event too.
Whatever they wind up doing with it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this somewhat a review of Creature Commandos.
Sort of booking it around.
Yeah. And look, patreon.com/DC on screen for every episode ad free. It just costs $1 a month. That is tiny.
Mm-hmm.
That is a tiny amount.
Mm-hmm.
You probably wouldn't even have to forego coffee or anything.
Yeah.
Just
far less than I would have given the CW gladly.
Yeah. We have a $5 a month tier. You get extra stuff sometimes. But, to get rid of the ads, I'd pay $1.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
The 5 is actual support, how we pay things.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we love you guys. And we will be back with news. And boy, has it been coming. And there's a lot of bullshit to dispel and point out.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit. And Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.
Bye.